Next event on the track on the far side, men's 200.
Yeah, Dwight Phillips, just another spectator in the crowd, multiple world long jump champion. It is time for the men's 200 metres. The meeting record set 2 years back by Noah Lyles, 19.50, and of course last Saturday he ran 19.52 to win the Prefontaine Classic. That's William Reais, who goes on the outside, European under-23 champion just this summer in Tallinn. Best of 20.26 this year, very close to his lifetime best from last year, 20.24. Fascinating race, though, between the athletes in the three lanes inside him. Steve Gardner of the Bahamas is the Olympic champion at 400. Of course, he took gold at the World Championships in Doha 2019. He won Tokyo 400 by a couple of metres, judges his 400s by perfectly, but he's under pressure here because Kenneth Bednarek, the Tokyo Olympic silver medalist over 200, goes in lane 6. On paper, about 5 metres this season, quicker than Gardner. How will he go against the man outside him? And Fred Kerley, the Olympic silver medalist in the 100, goes in lane 5, set his personal best in the 100. In the Tokyo final, 9.84, has a best of 1990. There's Aaron Brown of Canada, goes in lane 4, the Canadian champion, 6th in Tokyo, 19.99 is season's best set in that final. Yancarlos Martínez of Dominican goes in lane 3, best of 20.17. Went out in the heats in, he was a semi-finalist rather in Tokyo. Then Isaiah Young in lane 2, 8th in the World Championships in London back in 2017, the American. And on the inside, it's Joseph Faustin Desolou of Italy. Best of 20.29 this year, Desolou. And he too, a semi-finalist in Tokyo at 200 metres. Speaking of Italy, remember the name of Marcel Jacobs, the Olympic champion at 100 metres from Italy, 9.84, a European record in that Olympic final, declared very soon after Tokyo that he wasn't going to race again this summer. But the Italian Desolou goes in 1, Isaiah Young in 2, Yancarlos Martínez of Dominica in 3, then Aaron Brown of Canada in 4, Fred Kerley goes in 5, one of that very small group of athletes who have broken 10 for 100, 20 for 200, and 44 for 400. Kenny Bednarek goes in lane 6. Steve Gardner, the Olympic champion at 407. Watch him to come late. And that, I'm afraid, might well have been Aaron Brown going according to the reaction times on our screens. Brown in lane 4. Centre of picture there.
Can't lie about that, can you? He's looking up, isn't he? All the others have turned their back and walked away going, well, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me.
Well, the trouble is that's up on the big screen. They were looking up at it just now, so Brown just double-checking. That's not what he wanted to see. There's Kenny Bednarek. Fabulous form this year. He's run 44.7 for 400, 9.89 for 100 this year.
Not a discussion, Tim. You're talking about Kerley and you know, part of that unique club. You know, what does he do now? You know, what does he do going forward? He is, isn't he? But that's sometimes not a good thing, isn't it? You know, you don't want to fall between stools.
It's a big range. That's
it is
so weird. Yeah. You know, 100 to 400. I mean, you get 100, 200 runners, and occasionally, like Michael Johnson, 200, 400 runners. But to be supreme class at 100, 200, and 400, I suppose you'd say, well, you'd work on your 400, wouldn't you, and use that raw speed to, you know, maybe threaten that
yeah, I think that was the
record of Van Niekerk.
That's 100%. I think that was the plan. They kind of come down to speed bit, but he just got so good at the 100 and 200. No, by the way, no disqualification.
Couldn't leave it. We did have an athlete running under protest in Eugene last Saturday. I don't know if that's what's happening here tonight with Aaron Brown, but it certainly looked like his start was a false one first time. Anyway, Desolou in 1, Young in 2, Martínez in 3, then Brown goes in 4, the Canadian. Fred Kerley in 5, Bednarek in 6, Steve Gardner in 7, and William Reais in lane 8. Well, third from left in the headband is Bednarek, but Fred Kerley probably started the best of them. Now Bednarek getting into his running, and he leads into the straight. Fred Kerley's got some chasing to do, so is Steve Gardner in the grey, second to left. But look at Kenny Bednarek pulling away and staying clear, and these two again well clear from the rest. 1965. Well, I tell you what, it's only a stride outside that meeting record of Noah Lyles. The window, 3.2 behind them, it says down on the track side. So the illegal wind, I'm afraid, will not make that time recognised for ranking lists and so on. But it was nonetheless a fabulous clash between these two. Steve Gardner, probably a little bit of a tough call for him against two men who are so quick over 100 to really factor over that first 100, and then they were gone by the time he got into the straight. But a great clash from Kerley in 5 and Bednarek in 2, who held his strength, Stephen, if anything, pulled away over the last 30 or 40 by another half metre or so. He was quite a clear victor.
Yeah, I agree. 1 minute you thought Kerley with his 400-metre strength, really, is he going to come through, and having run a pretty good bend, he didn't get out quite as well as Bednarek, and then looked as though he was going to come on to him, and I think the transition into the home straight for Bednarek was so good, and then he carried that momentum through, and Kerley was always chasing from that point. But even, you know, maybe was thinking he'd come back. But look at this point here. If they come into the home straight, Bednarek just gets up through and carries on running, and nothing changes now. Kerley doesn't make any inroads. They just keep running the same pace all the way to the end. And that meter that he got coming into the home straight, Gardner was chasing, but his bend put him so far behind these two, he was never going to catch them. But yeah, you know, this guy's had, again, a brilliant season. Olympic silver medalist. Probably a little frustrated, a couple of windy races to fit, you know, the last couple of weeks. Eugene was breezy again here tonight. As you said, that would have been second quickest we would have seen here in Lausanne. But +3, or in excess of +3 meters, means it won't be a legal time. Nonetheless, big win over Kerley and Gardner here. Aaron Brown came through for fourth in the end.
Well, Noah Lyles has won the last two half-lap races here. The 200 title in Lausanne stays in American hands. Kenny Bednarek with a 3 metre plus per second win wins in 1965 from Fred Kerley in 1977. 20.11 for Steve Gardner, the Bahamian, still really solid running from lane 7.
Yeah, I think all the athletes, when they have a 3 metre win behind them, are looking for one of those super fast times. And Gardner has run so much quicker, but you know, just watching this out, you know, just some nice shots here rather than any way of really analysing them. But you know, he's so compact, gets out really well, ran a good strong bend. But for me, it was where he won it, because look at Kerley there. He's got a decent start, and then at this point here, you think Kerley's going to let that stagger unwind and then come away with a half a metre, but he doesn't. Bednarek gets better position into the home straight, and then it just holds him off, nothing happening. Kerley's doing his best, but cannot close that gap.
What's interesting, Steve, was that the battle between them drew them well clear. It was a bit like the women's 100, where Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price head of Thompson-Hera just battling away to catch her, and there was a big gap behind them. That possibly the performance of the evening, that meeting